Hello there. This is PC Training. Fear the way. Oh, Bob. Where am I? So this is an introduction to the problem. I'm busy making a logbook here. A TTS Twitch chat reader with a decent TTS voice for Linux. And the state of play, existing TTS readers. It all started with IRC Chat 610 by Virus 610. Made me think twice installing that, but it was very good. I can't find where to download it now, but it's very good. And it features a whitelist, a blacklist word filter. It says the names tick box and the alias GG, so you can set up aliases for words and things and abbreviations. So that's what started the ball rolling for all this. The best solution for Linux I've found so far was speech chat, which needs to access Google services or something. Uses espeeak, and espeeak just really wasn't acceptable for me in terms of quality. Orca was not good enough either. I had to use kill all Orca to switch it off, and then I uninstalled that. I didn't like Orca very much. For Windows, there's something called Stream Talker. If I was still using Windows, I would just use this. If they provided a Linux version of this, I would just use this. It looks like everything I want to do, but it's Windows based, so trying to get that to work on Linux. Yeah, I've switched to Linux Mint Cinnamon version 20. I was having problems with Windows, and this is a test bed, and I just really like the stability of Linux Mint Cinnamon, and I think it's the future, really. It's a wave coming. It plays most of my games really well. Well, not most of my games. It plays quite a few good games well using, I think it's Vulkan. So special mentions. Let's see. Channel points didn't really work. Text allowed I've used a lot for PC, but that's really just for large articles and things. Something called Node in chat in YouTube, and there's this thing called Courtyard, which was an example project of it. I really don't know what that's doing. I think that's the program solution. Right. Anyway, I like Unity. It's expensive, but it's expensive and prone to deprecation / disappearing assets. And the two that have just shot me forward far faster than I should be going are the RT Voice Pro thing. It was expensive, but to be honest, it does exactly what I needed it to do. So yeah, that's when I think about how much time it would take me to do. I don't dread to think. Anyway, and also Twitch IRC. So Twitch IRC just connects to Twitch and everything, and this thing is just a beast. It's very, very good. But I do need. This is one of the purposes of this video is to ask for help. I mean, how on earth am I gonna integrate this to? I basically want to integrate these two together. I'll talk about what I want to do later. Let's see. Yeah, there's the forum that I'm going to post on and see if I can get help for. I'm contacting everybody that's involved in this to try and get them to help me to do this, because it really, it's just mind melting. Anyway, cereproc, lovely accented voices. I love accents. I'm no good at them, so I really appreciate seeing really well done voices, and these are lovely natural sounding TTS voices. I've got a Glaswegian called Dodo, and also I've got the SDK for them. So this is one of the issues, is how to integrate cereproc's voices into Linux. They are paid for things, and they're not cheap. So for domestic home use, like 20 quid, and then for professional commercial use, they're like 200 quid. They're expensive, but they're very good. I'm bugging them to try and put in a similar thing to Unity, where if you're earning less than 100k or 20k a year, they can have different charges for them. And what I'm kind of hoping to do is develop this thing so that you have this little marketplace where you can just click and buy voices that you want to plug in to this thing. I mean, that's all. First of all, I've got to get it up and running and working. And we've got cereproc. All roads led to Merry TTS. So basically, one of the great things about Unity is that you get access to people who've spent a great deal of time working out the best solution, and they're prepared to sell it to you for a very decent price, really. And yeah, so he uses MerryTTS server, what Mighty Voice does, and I installed that to local server, but I had some terrible problems doing that. But I think that's another video I'll do. I'll talk about trying to do that, and also trying to set up my own MerryTTS server. It was horrible, but the one that he provided was great. It was something to do with Gradle. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So let's demonstrate how my progress and what I would like to do next. So let's minimize. Hopefully this works. Hopefully Unity doesn't behaves itself. Okay, hopefully you can still see this. I think it works a lot better in Linux because it's using OpenGL rather than DirectX, so it seems a lot more stable. And right, so let's can I save this? File save. Let's demonstrate. Am I in the right place? No, I'm not in the right place. Okay, so assets, Twitch. Okay, so this is how far I've got so far. This is developed on Linux, works on Linux, and should theoretically work on Windows as well.
Hello there. This is amazing. Imagine if Unity could speak to you. Anyone remember War Games the movie? It was only about 35 years ago. This is Twitch IRC combined with Crosstales RT Voice Pro. It links to my Twitch channel. It links to MerryTTS test server online. Now I need to integrate what I type to speak and what appears on the screen as speech. Then I need to add word filters and user management. Also, I need to integrate cereproc voices into MerryTTS, possibly as HSMM jar files. Currently, I get an error missing reference exception. The object of type AudioClip has been destroyed, but you are still trying to access it. Your script should either check if it is null or you should not destroy the object.
Right, okay, so although it's good, it's still my brain kind of switches off a bit when he speaks, but I mean that's just work I've got to put in and get some other voices going and all sorts of stuff and junk. But what I was saying there was, right, my problem is how do I get this stuff to be spoken as it happens, and then as I type in a message like hello, and preferably with an end, but that's my thing, and send, how do I get be the way it says hello? So one of the things is how do I get this stuff to be read out to me, and how do I, when I type the message and send, how do I get that to be read out to me? And what I want this to do is to be running whilst I play games and have it speak to me, so I know if people join my channel. Obviously it's going to be difficult, and this is the thing, oh, but what happens if you have thousands of people? Yeah, great. I'll face that problem when I have that problem. At the moment, my problem is I'm busy playing my game. I'm really into my game. I don't want to be looking at a second monitor. I want to be playing my game and really getting into it and being as skilled as I can be and as immersed as I can be. I certainly don't. And also, it's becoming more useful for people with VR. You don't want to be looking at different monitors. You can't in VR. So how do I get this to read to me? Also, then once I've got the basics going, which is to read what's coming up on here and to send what I'm saying, I need word filters, but that's covered by another package, I know. But I also need user management to mute people. I need filters to blacklist and whitelist people. I need all sorts of functionality, really. I would quite like to add different voices to different people. It'd be pretty cool, but that's, that's all in the future. Right now, I just need to get the text to be read here and that to be read, and I'm a bit lost really, but it doesn't take much for me to get lost. And I'm sure there's other things. Oh, and then once I've got those two basics going of getting that to read, I would really like to figure out how to use the cereproc voices and SDK and bring that in so I can have beautiful accented voices. So, and yeah, like it said, currently I'm giving me the error now. Every so often I get this error which says it's trying to access something here. So don't click on that one. So how do I've got using the speech text, I've just stuck this thing in here. And also I think, like I mentioned here, imagine if Unity, this whole thing could actually speak to you in a sensible manner. It'd be just, I think it has the potential to be good. It has potential to be awful as well. Right, so it's Voodoo Twitch IRC combined with crosstales RT Voice Pro. It links to my Twitch channel. It links to Mary TTS, test server online. Now I have to integrate what I type to speak and what appears on the screen as speech. Then I need to add word filters and user management. Also, I need to integrate cereproc voices into Mary TTS, possibly as HSM jar files. That's something I'm going to get on to cereproc about. Currently, I get an error, missing reference exception. The object of type AudioClip has been destroyed, but you still try to access it. That only happens occasionally. You should either check if it's null, or you should not destroy the object. I have no idea what that means. Well, a vague idea of what that means. So, oh, there it is. Look, I just clicked on it. Missing reference exception. So that's one thing to sort that problem out. But the main one is, how do I get it to read out what's going on here? Hit play again. This stuff, server, your host is this, blah, 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 blah.
Hello there. This is amazing. Imagine if Unity could speak to you. Anyone remember War Games the movie? It was only about 35 years ago. This is Voodoo Twitch IRC combined with crosstales RT Voice Pro. It links to my Twitch channel. It links to Mary TTS test server online. Now I need to integrate what I type to speak and what appears on the screen as speech. Then I need to add word filters and user management. Also, I need to integrate cereproc voices into Mary TTS, possibly as HSMM jar files. Currently, I get an error missing reference exception. The object of type AudioClip has been destroyed, but you are still trying to access it. Your script should either check if it is null or you should not destroy the object.
Okay, great. Also, as a teacher, one of the things is to constantly be asked the same thing over and over again. And after the 100th time of explaining something, being able to just create something which does it for you, so you press a button and it explains it to them, or they can press their own button and it can explain to them, and you can have, the more you can abstract yourself from direct one-to-one explanation of the same thing over and over again is just very important for my sanity. So that's another application of all this, is the ability to create stuff that can explain the same thing over and over again. It's again with videos and video training. You know, once you've made a good video training, that can be then used so that you don't actually have to be there. Which is why I'm a great fan of these videos. Although it's not the same as teaching 1-to-1 or 1-to-30 or 1-to-100 or 1-to-1000, because you've got more interaction. But it's better than nothing, and it takes the pressure off. Anything that takes the pressure off teaching, I think it's a very, very good idea, as long as it's not done to the point where you stop employing the teachers. Anyway, that's all a bit of an aside. Back to TLDR. how do I get RT Voice to read what's on the screen and read when I hit the send button? I will try and work it out myself, but if you can help me, it's probably going to save me hours, if not days of work. Okay, thank you very much, and hopefully hear from whoever this is going to soon.